Hello. How are you guys doing? I just realized I forgot paper towels, so I'm gonna run over and grab those real quick. I'll be right back. Say hi as you come on, tell me where you're from, and we'll get started. So you can just enjoy the view of my pink cloth today and my buffet. Hold on just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, how are you guys doing? I just went to get paper towels, just in case, you know, I'm not the cleanest painter, and I feel like this might be a smart. So today we're going to be doing some cool vases, and I'm excited to show these to you. I like to do projects. I'm a furniture artist, and I do a lot of furniture, but I like to do projects on here that are smaller so that I can easily work with them, and I can give you ideas for things that you have in your home. So whether you are a furniture artist, an artist of any kind, or you just like to paint, or you want to try something, maybe this is something that you can try and do too. So I have some vases, and I'll tell you where I got them from. The best place to find vases that you're going to flip or paint are from a thrift store, okay? Usually you can find them for, I don't know, anywhere from like $1 to $5 or something. And you can find some really great shapes, but maybe the color isn't what you want it to be. So here are some vases that I have that I'm gonna show you today. This is a cool vase. I actually bought this from Walmart. I think it was like $9 or $10 for this vase. It's really beautiful, it's a good neutral, but I think it will be pretty to add some floral tones to it and something kind of cool. If you guys know Anthropologie, if you follow Anthropologie, they have some really beautiful, kind of like, they're bright floral painted vases and different tones. So we're gonna do some of that to kind of give you that Anthropologie look for a few bucks. The other ones that I have are these little, they're like milk cans. I got these at Walmart for like $4.50 a piece or something like that. They were all black. I taped off the top and I just sprayed the bottom with like a metallic gold. And then I have some other steps I'm going to show you with those. I have a couple of them. And then the other one is this green bottle. I got this at the thrift store for $1. And it was pure green glass. It's not vintage or anything. It's just a replica. So I didn't feel too bad painting it. Now this has gesso on it. Okay, that's why it looks like that. How many of you have used gesso before? If you've used gesso, show me a hand or thumbs up or something. This is, oh, that's not the right one, sorry. This is gesso right here. Okay, so Redesign with Prima sells this. It's made by Art Basics. Gesso it's a clear, and I'm going to show you right now. It's a clear product that you put on. Usually you put it on canvases and things like that, or wood to prepare it for painting. So if you're an oil painter, you'll use gesso almost every time. You just paint it down on your canvas and then you'll paint over the top of it. Essentially, it's kind of like a primer. So you can actually use gesso on all of these projects and it works really, really well. So this is just covered in the clear gesso. Redesign with Prima has black, white, and clear gesso, I believe. I believe there's those 3 colors, and so it's kind of, just think of it as like a primer. It's really, really great for glass projects. So you just want to paint it on there and let it dry. So I'm going to show you that right now. This is without any gesso on it, and this one has gesso just on the bottom. And because I have that really shiny metallic, you can see how it hasn't adhered fully to it, but I actually kind of like that. I think it looks really kind of cool just having that little bit of metal kind of peeking through. So you could even just paint gesso on it and have something like this, that you have the shiny, the black original, and then kind of like a matte with that. That would be really cool. So that's one idea for you. I'm going to show you how to apply the gesso right now. And it just basically gives it like a sticky surface. It's rough. So this is super sleek. This is rough. So it's going to adhere better to it. So I'm not gonna wear my gloves today. I got paper towels. I got some stencils to show you guys. I will tell you what I'm using as we go. I didn't put them in the top like I usually do because I don't really have like a set plan of what I'm gonna do today. I just wanted to kind of sit down and paint with you guys and create something that I thought maybe you could do too, okay? So I'm just gonna take the gesso and I'm gonna apply it to my bottom. Now this is clear gesso, but it looks white in the canister and it goes on white, see that? Okay, but it's gonna dry clear. So just clear, pretty clear, okay? Has a little bit of, you know, tone to it, but it's pretty clear. Okay. And my glass this gesso didn't separate at all. It adhered really well to the glass, but this really shiny metallic spray paint that I used on this, you can start to see it separate just a little bit. Like I said, that's okay. I'm not seeing your comments, guys. Why does it do that? So annoying. I can see that you're watching, so hi. And I'll have to look at your comments when we're done. Sometimes it does that. I don't get it. It's really dumb. It's really, really lame. Okay, so I'm just gonna paint the gesso right on there. And if I paint over that, my lines are gonna show my brush strokes, right? So I am painting just really nice lines right around this so that when I paint, that's the line it'll show. It'll show that kind of like a horizontal texture. And I'm just gonna pop my brush back in here because I might use some gesso later so I can save it. Okay, there's my gesso, like primer kind of. And you can see I did vertical brush strokes on this, so you can still kind of see those, and I can feel that, so it gives a little bit of texture, which is cool. All right, so let's take off our tape here. I'm gonna let this dry. Depending on your climate and the temperatures, it dries pretty quickly, in maybe like 15 minutes or so, sometimes a little bit longer depending on your climate. So I'm just gonna set this one aside. That's why I have multiple, so I can show you. And I just taped it off and sprayed the base gold. I could have used a metallic paint, but I just wanted to hurry and get that color on there so that I could demo this for you this morning. Okay, all right. So we've got these two that have our gesso and then our clear base. And the other things that I grabbed out to show you are some of the stencils. I got a couple new stencils that I've never used, so I'm kind of excited. So these are from Finnabair. Redesign with Prima. You get them from Redesign with Prima, but Finnabair makes them. And there's a few that I really love. I think they'll look really good on vases, and they'll kind of give you a similar feel to the Anthropology vases that are sold. This is kind of like a boho feel. I think that's a really, really beautiful one. I use it a lot, actually. It's called Laurels. This next one is so cool, you guys. Look how awesome. You see the picture? It kind of looks like it has flowers in it, but it kind of gives a little hint of like a cheetah pattern, which I think is really cool. This one's called Floral Net. Then I grabbed two more. This one's Dandelions. And this is a new one I haven't tried yet. And oh, let's see. Well, let's pull it out because I moved the stencil so I can't read the name. Oh, this one's called Passiflora. I thought that was really beautiful and would look amazing on a vase. So those are the ones we grabbed. That's what we're gonna do today. And then I have some different paints. So Redesign with Prima has some really great artistic paints. And some of them that I use regularly, I've showed you guys a lot, are the chalk pastes. These are thicker than normal paint. They're really great for doing like a 3D designs. See, they're just real thick and chunky, so they're gonna give you a little bit of dimension. And I also grabbed some of their small metallics. I just got these colors and I'm kind of excited to use them. This is Mermaid Tail and Coral Reef. And then I got these pastes. So we're just gonna try out some new things together today. This should be fun. Hopefully I know how to use them. This one's white gold icing paint and vintage gold icing paint. You can see this one's a little bit more yellowy and this one's more white. So I got those. I think these pastes are, well, let's find out. I think they're thicker. Yeah, they're thicker, kind of like the chalk paste. So a little bit thicker than these little ones. And I grabbed some of the impasto paints. If you guys haven't used the impasto paints, these are really awesome. These are made by Art Alchemy, which Prima also carries. And these are really great. They're acrylics. They're really great for canvas paintings and things like that. You can paint them thicker and apply them thicker and they won't crackle and will add some texture. So these are really fun. They have tons of different colors. I grabbed a bunch, like colors. That we could try. So basically I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff and then I thought, like, let's just see where the road takes us and try it out, okay? So let's start. What should we do first? I think we should do one of these stencils because I just love them. Let's use this one. I think this is so fun. I love it. And I think we should do it on one of these. You guys think? Yeah? I'm so sad that I can't see the comments. Let me try pushing this button, see if this makes a difference. I comment. I can see my own comments. Oh, yay, now I see them. Oh, maybe that's the solution. Maybe I have to comment first and say hi. Yay. Feels lonely when no one comments, when you don't see comments and you're just like by yourself. Super lonely. Hi, Barb. Yeah, so you can apply a transfer straight to a glass plate, sure. And maybe we can do a demo on that. But today I'm just gonna do the stencils. I can probably do that another day though. Okay, so I think that is, oh, it's just so pretty. It could look like lace, but we're gonna kind of make it like more cheetah-ish. I think that's cool. Okay, so I can just take this, lay it on there. And then I don't normally tape off, but I'm gonna tape off because I think this will make it easier for us. So we're just gonna take 2 little pieces of tape and then tape our design on. There we go. Make sure it's nice and tight. There, okay. And then we'll just set it down. And I'm gonna use these brushes. These are from Art Basics. Prima carries them. They're great for small projects like this. They're really great for stippling and using stencils with. And I just like them because they're just little and easy. I mean, if you throw them in a travel case and take them with you or something, right? Okay, let's see, what color? We could do like a gray. That would be kind of pretty. Like a super pale, oh, it's so pale, it looks white, right? That would be pretty. We'll save the really colorful ones for my vase over here. We could do black, but let's do the gray. I think, or we could do white, let's see. Let's do the gray. I think that'll be pretty. Okay, so this is chalk paste. This color is called Cement. It's a super pale gray on the cool side, I would say. And what is cool? I always say cool and warm. What does that mean? Cool means it's gonna pull more blue tones, more like cool calming tones. Warm means it's gonna pull more brown, reds, things like that, okay? So this is a cool, very, very pale, almost white. It's hard to tell on this, but it is off-white. Okay, and I'm just gonna dip right on my lid and put it right onto my brush. And then we're just going to stipple. I'm gonna hold that tight as well so I know it's extra tight on there. If you don't hold it too tight, you're gonna get a smudgy, blurry design. The chalk pastes are great because they're a great consistency to get a good design. If you have really, really runny paint, you need to apply it very thin, and I recommend using a roller because you'll get a better design. If your paint is so thick that you can barely spread it, it's gonna be hard to work with because your stencil's gonna move around. And it's gonna take so much manpower to apply that, you'll be tired after like a couple minutes. I mean, seriously, sometimes that stuff is like hard on you. Okay, I see that my friend Kimberly Stewart is watching. It has notified me about 25 times. Hey, Jose. Hi, Linda. All right, cool. I think we're in business now, guys. This is great. Great, great, great. Okay. And I can take the stencil. Once this is dry, I can go around and apply it to the other side. So this design goes all the way around. But if I try and do that now, I'm going to smudge this side because it's kind of hard to hold. Try not to put too much on my brush, but then it takes a long time. And I like to stipple it. You can brush it back and forth too. I feel like I get a little bit more of a crisp design when I stipple instead of doing that. So that's why I do it that way. How many of you have used these stencils before? This is my first time using this stencil. So, and the best part is when you take it off, because then you can see the design and it's so cool. So we will reveal it together. It'll be like seeing something brand new for the first time. Okay. You can do this with glass jars. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Like, just walk around your house, seriously. You could find old bowls, jars, cups, candles. Like, if you have a candle that you love, but the outside's really ugly, do something cool like this to it. You know, like, make it what you want it to be. Okay, so I'm gonna peel my tape off. Let's see how that's gonna, oh good, it didn't pull off. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, that is so, so cute. It has a little bit of texture, and I love how I can still see a little bit of gold coming underneath. Okay, so this would be beautiful. Usually I have these on top of my cabinets, and they're gonna be great just like this. I can put them back. These would be awesome for centerpieces for like a wedding or baby shower, bridal shower, anything like that. You could put flowers in them, or just some twigs, like an aspen, some aspen tree branches, thin ones would be super pretty in this because they have the white with like the little black on them. Now we're talking. Like, that's so, I'm into that. Anyway, that is really beautiful. So there's the first stencil for you, and that one again is called Passiflora. Wait, is that right? No, it's not, sorry. That's the wrong one. It is called Floral Net. Floral Net is that one right there. And I just realized I'm a dummy. I did not put my link for you guys or the retailer link, so I will add that when we're done. So I'm gonna set this on the side. And let's do this one while we're at it. Then we can see both of them with two different designs. And then we will do some different things. Yeah, so many ideas that you guys can do. Make it unique in your own. Let's use this one. I love that one too. That one's so pretty. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. Take it and tape it on. And the tape didn't pull off my gesso or any of my metallic, which was really nice. So keep that in mind. It's pretty durable. Okay, so we got that one on there. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Okay, and let's do a different color. What color should we do? Should we do black this time? What do you guys think? Tell me. You tell me. I don't really want to do a bright metallic because I'm going to add some brights to this white base. I'm kind of thinking black. Then I can put them together. Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use the, oh, I do have Iron Gate chalk paste. I don't know where it went. So we're just gonna go ahead and use the Art Alchemy Impasto Pitch Black acrylic paint to do this. And I'm just gonna put some down on my plate here. The acrylics take a little bit longer to dry, so keep that in mind. I just kind of wipe down my brush on a paper towel, and then I'm gonna use that same brush just because I already have it out with the Art Basics brush. And then let's do this thing. See what it's gonna look like. Now you can see the acrylic isn't as thick as the chalk paste, right? It's thinner. So keep that in mind. You don't wanna put as much on your brush or you'll have smudges and stuff. Now, and you can see, if you look close, some parts of the stencil, because I'm on a curve, right? It comes up a little bit. So I'm gonna need to be really careful and just go slow. I wanna stipple and not brush. If I brush this way with some of these pieces, it's gonna smudge my design, okay? So we're just gonna be more careful on that. And stipple. When I was young, probably like 11 or 12, I had this really cool neighbor who used to teach toll painting classes. She was an artist, and she had all these young kids who would come up, and we painted all kinds of wood art projects. And it was really fun. And I learned a lot of techniques from her that I still remember to this day. So sometimes it doesn't have to be like this powerful, amazing, wonderful class where you just learn to conquer the world, right? Like, really the truth is, the things you learn along the way, the little tiny things you learn, even if it's only one thing from the whole class, make all the difference. Because here it is, I mean, gosh, like 23 years later, and I still remember the class. I still remember the things she taught me, and I still use those techniques today, which I think is pretty awesome. Thanks, Lisa. And oh, I am representing for Lisa. My friend Lisa, her business is Iron Rose Co. She makes these awesome cuffs, leather cuffs. They're absolutely beautiful. She can customize them, add metal to them. They're really awesome. So you'll have to go check her out, Iron Rose Co. All right, almost got this all on there. And then let's paint some like bright flowers next. I feel like we need to do something like that. Because we got what? Yeah, we got time to paint a few flowers. Let's do it. Okay, so we got all our black on there. You guys wanna see this one? Okay, now I'll give you the right name this time for this one. This one is called Passiflora. Okay, that's what this stencil is called. Peel off my tape. Oh, that's so pretty. And I love that I added the gesso, because I didn't really have to, but I love it because I have my black, shiny, and then I have like a matte gold with the stencil over top, and I think that just looks like, it gives it a little just something. Yeah. See, those will be really beautiful displayed next to each other, I think. You could even add a little bit up here if you wanted to, but I kind of like just the design on the bottom. Yeah, they're both really pretty. Okay, so we'll set those ones aside, and I'm gonna put my brush in water, and we can paint some flowers. Do something bright, I think would be fun. Just gonna clean this off here so I don't stick my arm in it, because that is a very good chance that I would do something like that. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. Actually, we're gonna do two things. I'm gonna show you texture paste, because I've wanted to use this texture paste and I haven't tried it yet. So let's try it out first, and then we'll paint the flowers. This is a texture paste from Redesign with Prima. It's called White Sand. let's see, it's transparent textured acrylic grain medium. So you can apply it with a palette knife, you can use a brush, and it's just gonna give you texture to your piece. I have an idea of what I wanna do with this. I saw a picture of a really amazing vase and it was super expensive. So we are gonna replicate it on this. So I'm gonna start out by giving it some texture, and the texture paste comes in a tube like this. Oh, it has a little seal. No, it doesn't. Oh, just kidding. It's just white. Thanks, Lise. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put the texture paste down. It's nice and thick. It has like a little bit of probably has sand, some type of sand in it to kind of give it that texture. And then, let's see, I'm gonna use a Klingon brush this time. So this is an S30 Klingon brush. These are amazing, best brushes you'll ever have, and they'll last you forever. And I'm just gonna dip it right into our texture paste. Okay, that's what our texture paste looks like. And then we're gonna give this baby some texture. So I'm just gonna go, ooh, that is awesome. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can. I'll keep going to see if I can show you. Anyway, it has like little chunks in it, and it's got texture. And I am just gonna go around in circles because the vase that I saw that I loved just kind of had like a horizontal pattern to it. Now these little vases don't take much product, but if you're doing a big giant one, you've got to think about you know, how much product you're gonna use and how you're gonna spin it and things like that too. So just kind of, you know, get as much as you think you'll need for a project. And I'm pretty sure it probably tells you like how much area it will cover. Oh yeah, that's awesome texture. It actually looks like pottery. I'll hold it up closer so you guys can see. Let me just get this on here. And I'm not even sure how long this takes to dry. I'm guessing it probably takes half an hour, maybe to an hour. Somewhere in there is pretty typical. So I'm just gonna kind of get this on there so I can show you guys this cool product. And we'll just do those horizontal strokes. Okay. Let's see. Can you guys see that texture right on the side? Yeah, you can kind of see it. Isn't that cool? So now all of a sudden it goes from this super sleek vase to like a vase with some texture and some character. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside because that's gonna take forever to dry. And you wanna put your brush in water right away. That texture paste, I can feel it. It has like a sandy feeling. So protect my brush, I'll put it in there. And let's paint a few flowers. We have a little bit of time. You guys are cool with that. I don't ever mean to rush too. I just like to kind of give you enough information and then let you guys go and do your own projects. So we're gonna take the vase that I prepared, and this just has the gesso on it. And let's do some, actually I'm gonna need this. We're gonna put this here, and we're gonna put our impasto paints on here, okay? And I'm kind of wishing I would have painted it all the way white, but I don't know, maybe it'll be super pretty like on this kind of smoky glass look. Or maybe we should use, yeah, let's do that. Let's use the metallic pastes that I got, because I want to try these out anyways. I think that will look really great with our clear. And then I can use these impasto bright ones on like some vases I paint white. I'm actually planning on going to the thrift store today, so I will add that to my page. I'll document it, and then I'll kind of show you like things that I look for at the thrift store to upcycle through my eyes. I think sometimes that's helpful to see ideas through someone else's eyes. Okay, so this is white gold and this is gold. I think I'm digging the gold for this, the vintage gold, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna put this lid back on for a second. And then let's use black. Ooh, I think this is gonna be cool. If I can get the lid on. What is wrong with me? Okay, well the lids do go on. For some reason I'm struggling. Okay, so let's use black and make some stems. I shouldn't have wiped up that black I had on there. We'll do a lot smaller dot this time. And then I'm just going to use a small brush that I have, just a little tiny small art brush. I'm gonna get it wet because it's easier to move the paint when it's has a little bit of water in it. These are water-based paints. Okay, so that's a pretty good consistency. Just a little bit of water, see how easily it comes off now? Okay, and let's paint some branches. So I'm just gonna take this, I'm kind of doing it backwards so you guys can see it. So I'll just kind of start here and kind of come up. Maybe it kind of comes off this way. Do another one. See, that's why adding just a tiny bit of water helps, because it kind of thins it out. Ooh, that was so lucky, you guys. Okay, that's more. I have this song in my head. Get it out. My boys sometimes like playing video games, and there's an artist called, his name's Alan Walker, and he kind of does, I think, a lot for gaming, but he does kind of a techno feel, which I love techno music, and so sometimes I get those songs stuck in my head as a boy mom thing, I guess. Okay, so I need a little bit more water. The water's gonna give me thinner lines too. So you can see over here where I had less water, it gave me a thicker line, and over here, I've got some, you know, thinner lines going on where I have a little bit more water in my paint. So kind of twisty branches. All right, now we're going to add some flowers, okay? So this is icing paste. It's a little bit thicker, right? It's, you see how thick that is? So it's gonna give me texture. So you can use a brush if you want, or you can use a palette knife, or if you have these fancy little brushes from Prima, which is super cool, they are an artist brush on one side and a rubber base on the other side. So they work kind of like as a palette knife, great for adding texture. I really love this one. Can you guys see the, hold on, let me do this so you can see it better. You see the ridges on that? This is really great for adding lines around a vase. So if you want to add some texture or paint or chalk paste and then take this and go all the way around, it's going to give you some really cool lines. So these are really great, this set. I like using them a lot. So I'm just gonna grab one that has kind of this tip on it. And then I'm going to dip right into my chalk paste. And this is icing paste, vintage gold. And you know what, I haven't done this, so let's practice for a second before we put it right onto our thing. So let's see what kind of shape that's gonna make. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Okay, so we'll have to redip. I like that one in the center. It kind of looks like a leaf, a little bit. I'll set this aside. Okay, so we'll dip right into our icing paste. That, and then let's see. We'll just kind of let it go where it's gonna go. Oops. And then this will also give it that texture. So they're a little abstract, but I think it's really pretty. And I kind of like the gesso behind it, giving that like a foggy glass look. Oh, I'm not, okay, I'm kind of actually really digging it more than I thought. Like, you never know. Sometimes you... So I'm basically just taking our tip and just making little shapes. I feel like some of the more abstract art is really all the rage. I mean, some of the vases I saw in Anthropology were pretty kind of abstract, not perfect. And they were, you know, expensive, but they're beautiful, beautifully done. Oh, it's kind of peaceful feeling, actually. It kind of reminds me of sea glass a little bit. And then I'll let this dry, and because it's that icing paste, it's gonna dry with texture. So it won't dry flat, it'll stay. You can kind of see as I turn it around, see how it has some texture. How it pokes out, it'll stay like that. Thanks, Regina. Did you finish your purses, by the way? I would love to see. I saw a couple of them, but they were so pretty. Speaking of which, I am going to have another live today with Elena. We did the Gather Art Venture, and we are going to do some more classes. So, if you missed out, stay tuned. I think today at like 3:30 MST, I'm gonna go live with her on this page, and we'll talk about that. So if you guys can, join us, do. Okay. What do you guys think? Oh, I think that's so pretty. And you know what? Let's do one more thing. Actually, let's just hurry and draw some on the back because I'm almost done. You might as well just finish it. And then we'll do the top together, and I'll let you go. So I just have a tiny bit here on the back. I'm just gonna kind of add another little branch. And let's add some more. And then we'll do our top. I just had an idea for it that I think would be kind of cool. And if you like more of like a real floral shape, you can use your brushes with the chalk paste and kind of create that as well. Okay. And then I'm just gonna take this brush that I already dipped into the icing paste, and I am going to just paint the very top here with it. And we want texture, so I'm just gonna kind of stipple it. That way we've got our horizontal texture from our gesso. I'm sorry, vertical. Obviously I'm struggling with directions today. And then we're gonna stipple on the chalk paste on top, so it kind of gives it texture. And the fun thing about this is it doesn't dry super quick, so I can stipple this on, and then I can take a peek at it, right? And I can say, yes, I love that texture. That looks awesome with it. I like the stippled look. Or I can say, no, I don't, and I can brush around it. So there's our stippled look, okay? It kind of makes it look kind of like a metal patina. And then I'm gonna take just a little bit of this, and I'm just gonna bring it down just a tiny bit, so it kind of blends into the glass. And some spots I'll do more, and other spots less. So there we have, oh, I just think that's so beautiful. It's very calming. So gesso, black acrylic from Impasto Paints. This is vintage gold chalk paste. I'm sorry, icing paste. They call it icing paste. So there's that one. And then we have the other two that we did with the stencils with the black and the white. So, and we have our texture, and this is still drying. I think this is gonna take quite a while, but we have our textured vase that we're gonna let dry and then add some funky, cool stuff to it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Tune in to my page. If you follow me on Apple Blossom Way, cool, we're friends. If you don't, you should. I'm gonna go thrifting and I'll give you guys some ideas and inspiration of what you can find and turn into something really cool that fits you. Okay, have a good day. See ya.